you agree with me on that. Space, just on the final frontier, the human legacy or perhaps human destiny related intensely with space. We're looking into the galactic core, the Milky Way. And in our studies this weekend, we've taken ourselves away from the city and the busy world of industry out to a remote paradisical ranch with a field of dreams. And we're still traveling by automobile, but it seems some of our friends have found maybe a better way to travel. And this light on the mountain is being accompanied by a special object in the sky, but perhaps you'll be able to see that it behaves unlike most aircraft. And there's our power right there. The field, of course, is populated with all kinds of interesting phenomena, including this ball of plasma that's flying at great speed just above ground level. I was able to catch that last night. And we've seen many things like that. Here's one of our power-ups. And here's some of the comments happening during the event.
Come on, have a look at what's through the speakers here.
This is a demonstration of stereo imaging, so we're using two camera systems mounted on one rig, and they are documenting the same event at the same time. This helps to eliminate instrumental failure as a cause for the images that are being sent by the cameras. Those images are there. It's science. So two instruments, one phenomenon. It's really happening.
Great shot, a little bit. It's awesome. Oh shit.
No, it was easy to keep the calibrations. This is a work in progress, but I hope you get the flavor of the experience by watching.
So right, zebraing out the camera.
I'm saying that the zebra pattern of the cameras, the light is emitting so much light that it's maxing out the camera sensitivity. And you can see on the night vision side, the right-hand frame, the black bands. It means that the electronic iris is actually shutting down the scan lines at the brightest point of the UFO. There's so much intense light. Plus, you might be able to see at the bottom.
Zebraing out the system itself.
Swinging light down there is actually refraction pattern in the lens of the scope, which means that the ISS is shooting a beam of light down to the ground and illuminating the subjects. Well, I don't think that's the ISS. I think it's something much closer. And that little refraction pattern is evidence for that. Here we see the light contracts and then re-expands, powers down and powers up, unlike most satellites or airplanes. And now a major contraction again. And a re-expansion, followed by total contraction and complete disappearance. It disappears both in color and in infrared. The way this presentation is running today, you can't see the color side doing that, but both cameras caught the same event. That object disappeared from view in two frequencies of light, the visible spectrum and the infrared spectrum. I'm trying to recapture the sighting. As you see, I'm scouring the skies to get the object back in sight, and I do reposition the camera successfully. I do recapture it. As it trails out and leaves us behind, we'll see that the color image fades first, and the infrared sustains much longer. The long wavelengths of infrared allow us to see further. They avoid atmospheric scatter effects. You can see further in the sky at night with an infrared sensor over something that's just capturing visible light alone. So our friend crosses the sky onto the next UFO ranch on its schedule. I'm sure there are many en route. Many vortexes to visit that night. And we can see there's no further really anomalous phenomena associated with this particular event, but I think it more than satisfied us that was not conventional aircraft or known celestial phenomena of any kind. It was a complete unknown beyond the performance or behavior of what we might have expected. Here's one of our friendly orbs flying in front of Mount Adams, well formed and circular, just like the wonderful orbs that are being captured by our photographers here this weekend. And there are many more photographs. You may have seen some of them on the field. If you have some yourself, you haven't shown them to your neighbor, let people know what you've seen and let them know that you've captured something that's also being able to be captured on video. It's not just something of your imagination or a mistake in your camera. I believe there are these round artifacts floating out there, and this is a capture that demonstrates it. Of course, many of the orbs, if we look in close detail, we see fascinating colors and patterns, including face-like structures resembling the faces of people or animals or beings perhaps alien to this world. If they are spirit entities traveling, they may not be restricted, with physical limits of travel, such as those cars or airplanes that we need. They may be moving superior distances with the aids of vortex, wormhole, black hole propulsion, other kinds of phenomena that are evident at this location, coming from distant worlds. Join us on camera for today's presentation. Very delicate little object. It's illuminated by the lamp on the scope. It's in the foreground. It's in front of the trees, and it descends across the field. Can't differentiate it from anything else there. Here's another power-up, and we have it again in stereo. The left-hand window this time is showing us an infrared view, but showing the infrared colors, which may help us in the future understand further information about what happened during that event. So we have infrared color and infrared night vision monochrome on that. Another power-up event featuring multiple laser pointers. Some suggest as perhaps overpowering the naturalness of the scenario, but yet UFO witnesses in famous locations, including Stephenville, Texas, have spoken at length to me about disco ball type UFOs shooting light beams in every direction. I've documented the same in Marfa, Texas, and so I respect that. The laser accompanying the UFO is not unlike the UFO's own natural ability to emit light, as many of us have seen. Certainly the power-up events where they beam down to the ground and illuminate the witnesses. A lot of light coming off those UFOs. So again, we have color, slow shutter color, giving us a high intensity possibility of stills, as well as real-time motion in night vision to help us understand the behavior of the object. I don't know, did sound at the board get turned down off the computer? I'm not sure what the level is. Everyone probably saw that light on the top of the mountain. If you're out in the field, you noticed that the top of the mountain was lit up with visible light. You could see it with your naked eye. And those lights moved around through the last 4 nights, and I spent a lot of time filming the mountain to see that. This gives you just a sample of